trying to film with my daughter in the room with me, and this is not going well. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face of first impressions. I've been collecting makeup over the last couple of weeks and I haven't tried it out yet, so I was going to try it out today and I figured I would just pop the record button on so that you guys can join me for this journey. The majority of the products that I am testing out in today's video are affordable or drugstore products. The only one I think that is more high-end or a little bit more pricey is actually just my primer, which was this one by Fab Beauty. And it was $28. So this is the most expensive item that I talk about in this video. So if you guys are interested in seeing the products that I bought and I'm testing out and want to see how I got this look today, then just keep watching. Alright you guys, the primer that I'm going to be using on my skin today is the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. That is the consistency of it. And I am just going to... So honestly, it gives kind of a dewy finish, which I do like, especially for the summer. This looks like something you could just honestly toss on your face if you just want to like even out your skin tone. If you don't like the scent of coconut, you may not like this. It's not like an overwhelming scent. If it was, trust me, your girl had way too much Malibu back in her college years. She would know if this coconut scent was too strong. So for foundation today, I finally picked up the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer in the color 02 Natural. I have no idea if the color is going to be a good color match or not. I have heard that the colors on this one do kind of show up a little bit darker, or maybe they oxidize, I don't know. It's basically just dotted all over my face. Then I'm going to go in with my Morphe M439 and blend this in. And this definitely does look a little too dark for me, but I'm going to make it work. By a little too dark, I mean a lot too dark. Alright, then I'm going to go in with my damp beauty sponge. This one is by Pure Cosmetics. And I'm going to blend this a little bit more because I do not like how it went on with a brush. Alright, so I feel like that blended out pretty well with a damp beauty sponge. I really actually do so far like the finish of this. To me, it gives kind of like a satin, almost dewy finish. That could be also because of the primer. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a little bit since I've watched other reviews on this foundation as well. But I like the kind of luminosity I feel like I'm getting from the combination of that primer and this foundation. I'm going to go on, and this is not a first impressions. This is one of two items that won't be a first impression. I don't have a brow product and I don't have a concealer to test out for you guys. But I'm going to go in with the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. And I use the color Fair. And I'm just going to use this under my eyes to brighten them up. Alright, I'm going to take a quick second and do my brows and I will be right back. So for eyes today, I picked up this BH Cosmetics B by, I don't even know, it looks like Bubby Beauty. I don't know if that's right. So this is what the shade range looks like. I'll swatch a couple for you. Like here is just a little swatchy swatch of that shimmer, which we all know shimmers can be pretty easy to master. And then let's do, so it looks like it's pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shimmers and 2 mattes. So we will just go like that and see. The mattes seem to be swatching pretty well too. I don't really have a base to set with, so we're just going to wing it and not go with one today. I am going to take my Morphe M441 brush. Just looks like that. And I am going to go in with this shade, which is called Optimistic, as my transition shade. Wow, that's actually super pigmented. This is a matte shade. It's a little bit darker than I had expected, but it is really pigmented. That is pretty impressive. This palette was only $14.50. I am super impressed with the way that this blended out. Like, it's a really nice transition shade. Alright, I literally can never get my eyes even. Do you guys notice that, like, for me, my left eye is always worse than my right eye, and I don't know if it's because I'm right-handed. I don't know. So next I'm going to go in with my Morphe M433 brush. I'm going to go in with this darker matte shade, which is called Inspired. And I'm just going to try and focus this on the outer, like, third corner of my eye, just to deepen the look up a little bit. So just so we can see how the shimmers perform, I'm going to go in with this color right here, which is called Able. And I'm going to go in with a MAC, what is this? A MAC 242, and focus this mostly on the first half of my lid. Maybe someday I'm feeling more daring, we can use like a color like this, but I don't know what I would use that color with in the rest of this palette. Alright you guys, that is how that shimmer looks. So I'm going to go in with that same Morphe M441 that I first used for the transition, and I'm going to try and clean this up a little bit. Next, I've been really getting into using gel liners on my waterline just because I feel like they last a lot longer than pencils or crayons or things like that because I have a super watery waterline. So I picked up this ColourPop gel liner in the color Stomper, which is this dark brown color. It looks like that swatched, and I'm going to put that on my waterline. So I have these ColourPop Super Shock shadows that I haven't really tried yet, and I know like it's not necessarily going to like 100% tie in the colors that I just used, but I kind of want to mess around with these a little bit. So I'm going to take this one, which is in the color Elixir. It's like this bright orange color, and I know it looks like I've used it, but I promise I have just like finger swatched it. Here, I'll do a quick finger swatch. So I don't 100% know how I feel about these Super Shock shadows. Holy moly. I mean, they're super pigmented, but if you push on them, like, I feel like they're gonna break and shatter just because they're super brittle, it feels like almost, indent. So anyway, I'm gonna take a little bit of this on my smudger brush, and I'm gonna smoke out my lower lash line with this color. Guys, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with that Age Rewind and just clean this up a little bit. Since I already have done like my foundation concealer, I don't want to use a makeup wipe to wipe that off. I should have gone in with tape or something today. Alright, and then one more time with that Super Shock shadow and that same smudger brush. I'm going to connect these a little bit better again. So we've got a super smoky eye. Just out of curiosity, I want to see how much more intense I can get my eyelids if I do spray Max Fix Plus on to my brush. So I'm going to go in again with that Able color, and then I'm just going to spray a little Max Fix Plus and pat this all over the lid. So next on my little MAC 228 brush, which looks like this, I am going to go in with this bright Hopeful color. It's called Hopeful. I'm not saying I'm hopeful for it. And I'm just going to pop this into the inner corners of my eye. And that completes the eyes. I obviously have to do mascara. I'm not a huge lash girl, you guys, so I won't be utilizing lashes today. Instead, I'm going to be testing out the Balm Mad Lash for you. The reason I picked this up was because the wand, which looks like this, reminded me of the Roller Lash, which is one of my favorite mascaras. However, the wand on this is much like the actual part that you know what I'm talking about, that you actually utilize on your eyelashes, is a lot longer than the Roller Lash, so I am a little concerned. I just don't know. Yeah, like I don't feel like I have as much control. Do you guys ever, I don't know if I have ADD, and this is not like against anyone with ADD because I truly think I have it. But do you ever feel like when you're doing your mascara, like you have to like go as fast as you can? Like I really struggle to put mascara on sometimes and to blend my eyeshadow nicely because I feel like I always, and this is like not just makeup aspects of my life, but I always feel like I have to be moving my hands like super fast. So my mascara typically ends up really sloppy and I like get it all over my face sometimes. Yeah, I do not think I like this mascara, you guys. Woo, simply because the wand sucks. It does a nice job of like lengthening your curls, not necessarily making them clumpy. It does a nice job of lengthening, but you don't have a ton of control simply because this wand, oh, it's so long. I do not like this. I'm gonna zoom you guys back out and we're gonna go in with bronzer. This is not something you can find at the drugstore, but it's drugstore pricing. This is the ColourPop / Alexis Ren collab. This is like the bronzing and highlight duo. This is what it looks like. Alright, so I'm going to go in with my Morphe R2 and I'm not going to do like any sort of like sharp contour today. I'm just going to bronze my face up. See what I'm talking about with like having my hands really fast? The more that I'm like looking at this foundation, you guys, the more I feel like I actually personally don't like it. I feel like it's showing like, it's like settling into my fine lines. I feel like it's looking dry on my skin. I feel like it's showing my pores, and maybe it's the foundation or the primer that I use, but I like honestly feel like I don't like the foundation anymore. I think I like the bronzer. It blended in really easily. It doesn't look too powdery or cakey or anything like that. Like it looks nice on the skin. Next, I picked up a NYX Ombre Blush finally. I was going to get the mauve one, but I was like, no, that's more of a fall color. So, let me get this out of the packaging. Oh, it actually does have like ombre. That's cool. Okay. I'm going to take this and my Morphe M501 brush, which I'm not a huge fan of this brush, but we're going to use it anyway. I'm going to pick a little bit up and tap this on my cheeks. Ooh, that's super coral. But I do really like that color. And it's pretty pigmented, especially for, I don't know if this was like $6, something like that. I really like the color of this. I think this is a really pretty color for the summertime. So this is a yay in my books. Alright, and then finally for highlight, well, we still have our lips to do, but for highlight, I picked up this Revolution Makeup Vivid Baked Highlighter. I don't know if you can tell on screen, but it almost looks like it's like that dual chromatic type of look. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills A23 brush and just pick up a little bit onto this brush. Ooh. That went on really nice, and it is more of like this color at least, which, sorry, the color is Peach Lights. It doesn't really have a peach look. I feel like it has more of like a purple-y look to it. But do you see, oh wow, yeah, do you see that? Like not necessarily dead on, but then like you turn to the side and that highlight be popping. I like this highlight. And this was $6, so this was pretty darn cheap. So I have two lip products. I have the ColourPop Alexis Ren Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Bare Necessities, which is this. And then depending how that looks, I also have my Bare Minerals Sugar, which is a lip gloss that I picked up during the VIB sale. I have put this on my lips like one time, so it wouldn't be a full first impressions. But depending on how dry this may look on my lips, I may add that over top. And this is really pretty. I feel like this would be really pretty even on like on darker skin tones, because it's just like a really nice peachy neutral shade. I really like this. So while I wait for this to dry down, let's quickly recap and go through all of the products that I tried on my face today. First, we had the coconut primer. I really like this primer. I like the scent. I like the way that it gives a luminous glow to the skin. I think this is a great primer for the summer, and I am really excited to keep this kind of in the front of my collection to use over and over again, especially this summer. Then we had the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation. I like this when I first applied it, but to be honest with you, the more that I look at it, I'm not the biggest fan. I think it kind of shows like my dry skin. It kind of is like picking up on dry patches. I think it kind of is settling into my fine lines already, and it also shows my pores. So I am not the biggest fan of this. Again, I have very dry skin, and I know a lot of people have raved about this foundation, so maybe this is more of a foundation that is geared towards oily skin people. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments below if you have dry skin or oily skin and what you have thought about this foundation. Alright, then moving on to eyes, we had the B palette by BH Cosmetics. I really was impressed by this palette, you guys. This was $14.50, and again, you get 12 shades in it. This is again what it looks like. You do only get 2 mattes, which is a little disappointing, and I feel like there isn't a color that you can like set your base with. However, the 2 matte shades worked and blended really well, and I did only use, well, 2 shimmers, one for the inner highlight and then one on my lid, but those performed really nicely. If you guys are interested in seeing maybe like a dedicated review to this palette, let me know. I would be happy to do that, but I would highly recommend this. This is the first palette or product I've used by BH Cosmetics, but this palette, honestly, I was super impressed by. So then we were on to mascara. I tried, again, the Mad Lash mascara by The Balm Cosmetics. I hated this. I would not recommend this. I probably won't even finish this. I think that you don't get enough control with the size and the length of the actual wand part. So for me, this was a total bust. I don't like this, and I would not recommend this. Then we had the NYX Ombre Blush. I really like this blush. I think I put a little too much on my cheeks. I didn't necessarily tap off the excess, and I thought maybe since it was a drugstore blush, I would need a little bit more and it wouldn't be as pigmented. But it was super pigmented. Again, the shade that I have is called Strictly Chic. And it is this beautiful coral color. I think this is a great color for the summertime, and I'm really excited again to keep this in the front of my stash and to use over and over again this summer. And then finally we have the Revolution Makeup Revolution London Vivid Baked Highlighter in the shade Peach Lights. I really like this. I think that it gives like a nice bam kind of a highlight, especially when you turn to the side. Again, this was only $6, so I think for the value, like, this is a great highlight. If you aren't wanting to go buy the like limited edition Becca highlight and you're looking for something similar, like this might even be a dupe for it. I just picked up the Becca Prismatic highlight, so maybe I could do like a comparison video. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that, but I would recommend for $6 going out and picking this up. I have used ColourPop lip products before, not necessarily this color. This is an ultra satin lip. It doesn't feel quite as drying as the ultra matte lips. Just keep in mind, you guys, the lip products from ColourPop overall I feel like are pretty drying. I do really like this color. Again, it is the Bare Necessities from the Alexis Ren collab. I think this is a really nice color for any type of skin tone if you're just looking for like a peachy, orangey, more neutral shade. So this is the final look. I hope that you guys liked and enjoyed this video or learned something, maybe saw a product or two that you're interested in going to pick up. If you guys want to see me continue to do first impressions videos, give me a thumbs up to let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button before you go. Other than that, you guys, I will just see you in my next video. Bye. Sweets.
Hi.
Nyeh. Ugh.